good afternoon, Kathleen. How are you doing? Have you finished off the work for today? Wrapped everything up?
Yeah, I have. I've been done for a little while now. Why? Did you need something from me, Sandra?
Oh, just checking up on you to see how you're doing. So, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking me. This is about Mom, right? That's why you're asking me?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You saw right through me. I was really worried about what's going on there after everything, you know.
Oh, thank you so much for your concern. It was definitely shocking for sure, with my mother's passing and whatnot, you know? But I've really bounced back now and I'm doing much better, so... We've already finished cleaning up around the house and everything. Everything's already been sorted and whatnot.
Yeah, so about that, you're gonna be okay with Charles taking over the house? That's not gonna be a problem, right?
Excuse me? Have you not spoken to my brother yet?
Well, actually, he's been going away on business trips for quite some time now. I don't have much time to really sit down and talk to him at all. But, I mean, he's the older brother, so... that should be the way things go, right?
I mean, that's true, but he's always away on business, just like you said. That's why he didn't really want to bother doing anything with the paperwork and whatnot, so... I was going to do all of the paperwork for him to take over all of the inheritance. We already agreed that I would be handling all of that.
Excuse me? Handling all of that? What the hell are you talking about? Why is that already being pushed forward? I didn't even hear about this story at all.
Well, we were all at our mother's funeral. I spoke to my brother and discussed everything with him. You said that you had to be somewhere because you had something to do and to take care of. So you left midway through, which is probably why you didn't notice us talking.
Was that what happened? I don't really remember anymore. But I really don't think that you should just sell everything. That's literally the worst idea I've heard in a long time.
Pardon me?
It's literally a really valuable house that's built on great land. Why would you two just get rid of it all? And that brings up the question of, if you are going to get rid of it, who's going to be taking all of the money from the sales? I'm sure you're planning on taking it all and keeping it to yourself, right, Kathleen? That's not gonna fly at all, okay? The eldest son, Charles, is the one that deserves to take all of the money from the house.
I've already spoken to Charles about all of that, you know? Is it alright if you just listen to everything he has to say from now on? I've already settled everything with him and he's already aware and agreed. And just because I take the inheritance, doesn't mean that it's all free. It still costs a lot of money in taxes. I literally can't live in that big house all by myself anyway. It's just going to be a waste of money, you know? It's just going to be way too much work paying for taxes every year all alone. That's why we both agreed to sell the house.
I'm never going to let that happen, you understand? I'm going to move from my house, and I'm going to start living in that house. Actually, that was the plan from the get-go anyway, so I don't know why he agreed to that. We're going to be terminating our lease this month anyway.
Wait, what? Hang on. Are you talking about the place that you're living in now?
Yeah, the place you've been before. We were actually coming up on a renewal soon. Next month was the last month of our contract, so...
Okay, and?
And it costs money to renew the contract, you understand? If I just live over there in that house, then I don't need to pay rent, right? It's literally free. That's why I've decided that we need to move out of this dinky little apartment and move into that nice house. So please, just don't go selling the house all on your own like that. You're seriously going to be causing me a headache.
I mean, I'm sorry for causing you a headache, but I really didn't hear anything from my brother about you all coming over here to live in this house.
I just told you a second ago. Literally just now. Is there a problem here, Kathleen? You're starting to annoy me. This shouldn't be an issue to begin with. That house is literally basically Charles's birthright. So I'm gonna be living in that house, you understand? Which means you need to pack your things and get out of that house.
Pardon me? What do you mean?
I mean, I need you to be out of the house by the end of the month. I'm going to be moving in, and I'm going to be bringing Carl with me too.
Have you already spoken to my brother about this? Or was this all decided on your own?
No, I haven't talked to Charles about any of this, but to be fair, he's going to agree with this decision anyway. I mean, come on, he's gotta like having a bigger house. It's better for the kids too. Have you thought about that at all?
Okay, I was planning on leaving anyway, but just because you live here and you don't have to pay for rent doesn't mean that it's going to be any cheaper than it is now. It's still going to cost a lot of money for electricity and whatnot because it's just an older house. That's why I'm staying at this house for now, but I'm going to sell it and get rid of it because it's too outdated to even renovate.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Just be honest with me for a second, Kathleen. You're just upset and jealous that Charles and I are going to be taking your parents' house, right?
That's not what I'm saying at all. You're seriously going to be hard-pressed living here, Sandra. You really need to talk to my brother about everything because this is starting to get out of hand.
I've already reserved a day for the movers to take all our stuff to that house, so... Sorry to break it to you, but you're gonna have to leave by the end of the month. If you're that dead set on staying there, then can you be sure to watch Carl for me? If you're okay with watching Carl for me, I'll be okay with you just staying in my house.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Sandra, but the house is already my house. It's not even my parents' home anymore. And we've already found a real estate agent that's willing to put this house up for sale. It's already all been decided and there's no going back now. The fact that you're bringing this up right now, after all this time, kind of makes me think that maybe there's another reason other than you just wanting the house.
It's just a little too expensive for us to have to renew the lease because we don't have too much money. Besides, it's kind of a waste, isn't it? We can just live there for free. To add to all of that, if we didn't have to take care of your mom and all of her needs, I would have lived there way sooner, but now she's gone, so everything is solved.
Are you telling me that you were waiting around for my mom to pass away so you could hijack the house?
I wouldn't go that far, Kathleen, but you know, the house is empty now. Let's just keep it at the whole situation has worked out in everyone's favor, okay? Because I don't want to have to pay for any more rent than I need to.
Why are you struggling that hard on my brother's pay? Isn't he working really hard?
What do you mean?
I know that he goes away on business trips a lot for sure, but I know that he gets compensated for his trips accordingly. If you just live a regular life, you honestly shouldn't even have to worry about anything and be able to save money while you're at it. Why are you in such dire debt to where you can't even renew your lease? I don't understand how you could be struggling that desperately for money.
That, Kathleen, has nothing to do with you at all. You need to mind your own damned business, do you understand me?
You know, Sandra, normally I'd be inclined to agree with you. But this time, you're trying to move into my house without any kind of permission, and you're telling me to leave. So, I want to know what is draining so much money from your house to the point where you can't even renew your lease.
A lot of things cost a lot of money, Kathleen. Things you wouldn't even understand. We have a kid, you know. They can be really expensive. Whatever, if you live with Carl and I, you'll understand what it's like to live with a kid. Maybe then I wouldn't need to explain anything. I feel kind of bad now that you mention it though, asking you to leave the house immediately. Maybe I can reconsider my whole idea of just kicking you out. If you want to stay with us while we're there, you can stay with us. I'm gonna be taking the biggest room of the house though, just so you know. And you'll have to be taking care of Carl for me, so good luck with that, okay?
I just called my brother and had him check up on everything, but, he said that he was checking his bank account from his phone, and apparently all of his checking accounts are bone dry. Care to explain what's going on, Sandra?
What? His phone? You can check your bank account using your phone without going to the bank?
Yeah, you can check through online banking apps nowadays. How did you not know this? He was just letting you handle all of his finances up until this point. He never really checked his accounts or anything because, you know, he trusted you with his money. But he said that you've been acting way too suspicious recently, so he wanted to check up on everything. What have you been using all of the money on exactly?
I haven't used any of the money, nothing special anyway. Whatever, we're gonna be moving into the home and that's that. You understand and agree to this and there will be no arguing, understand?
Okay, so that means that you will be buying the house and taking it off my hands. Am I correct in my interpretation of what you're suggesting?
Excuse me? What are you talking about, Kathleen? Why are you saying that I'll be buying the house? It's literally my house to begin with, so I can't buy it off of you. I'm not gonna be spending a single penny to buy anything off of you.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but I've already put in all of the paperwork to sell the house to someone. If you want the house that badly, Sandra, you'll have to do it the right way with all the paperwork going through the real estate agent. But to be honest with you, Sandra, I'm not sure about this. This house kind of seems a little too big for you to be living in all alone.
What are you talking about living alone? I'm gonna be living in that house with Charles and Carl. We're all gonna be there. You can actually live there for a short little while if you'd like, Kathleen.
Actually, my brother just told me he has no intention of ever living with you anymore.
What?
I'm telling you that he said that after he gets back from his business trip tomorrow, he's going to be talking to his lawyer about all of this. He apparently intends to be divorcing you, Sandra. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
What are you talking about, Kathleen? He would never keep such an important thing from me. There's absolutely no reason that he would be talking to me through you, especially not about something that important. He hasn't said anything to me about anything either.
I mean, maybe he really wasn't messaging you because he was busy messaging me, but the message that you sent my brother a little while ago, maybe you should recheck who you're sending that to.
What message?
The message you intended to send to your partner that you're having an affair with? You've made a mistake somehow and managed to send it to my brother instead. My brother just sent me this photo a second ago and showed me what he saw. I'm going to be over to your bar again, Kenny. You just hang out there for me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to secure the house real soon, too. That's totally talking to someone you're having an affair with, right? There's no real wiggle room there.
I totally made a mistake. Please delete that photo. You really don't need to be sending me anything. You shouldn't be sending me crap like that anyway.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You've really screwed up this time, haven't you? Just so you know, my brother seemed to have his suspicions already. This kind of just nailed the coffin. He was already having you investigated by a private investigator.
Wait, is that true? You're totally lying, right? None of this is real.
So apparently with this whole moving thing, And the fact that you've used up so much money that you don't even have money to renew the apartment lease? I'm pretty sure he was fed up and decided to just get a divorce right away. This was the last straw.
This is all a misunderstanding, don't you get it? I'm literally not having any kind of affair. It's just a bar that I go to often because it's a nice little bar. He just happens to work at that bar, don't you understand?
Oh, come on. Let's be real. It's one of the bartenders that work there, right?
What? I mean, yeah, it is, but if anything, we're more like friends than anything. We get along like friends and nothing more than that. Sure, it was a little more than just as a regular customer, but...
So in other words, you had a bartender sweet talk you and woo you into going back to his bar regularly, right? You don't seem to want to admit that you're just another customer at this bar, but it sounds like you don't want to even admit that you're being fooled and used by this bartender.
I'm not being fooled. What are you talking about, Kathleen? Once we move into that house you're holding on to oh so dearly, we're going to be living together. Eventually, that's the story anyway.
Ah, so that was your real intention. Now it all seems to make sense. And to add to everything, you finally admitted all this.
Wait, hang on just a second, Kathleen.
You can't just delete it now. It's too late for that. I've already sent everything that you sent me to my brother.
What? What the hell? What is it with you siblings and sending everyone and each other screenshots?
Anyway, none of this is relevant to me, like you so kindly said earlier. If you want to buy this house and live in it, you're going to have to go through my real estate guy and his agency to buy it at full price. It's not my brother's at all. I own it outright. The whole house is in my name. And even if it were to belong to my brother somehow, I'm pretty sure he's dead set on getting a divorce, so I don't think it matters anymore anyway. Would you agree with me, Miss Sandra?
What are you talking about, divorce? Charles isn't answering his phone at all. What the hell is going on here?
I don't think he wants to talk to you right now, Sandra. He's probably pretty fed up with you. Anyway, Sandra, we're strangers now. We have nothing to do with each other at all. So if you don't mind, could you stop messaging me or calling me, please?
Please don't be like that, Kathleen. Come on, we're great friends. You could help me out and be the middleman between my husband and I. We were basically sisters, you and I. We were super close.
You leave Carl all alone at night and go out to a bar. Not only that, but you flirt and sleep with the bartender. I definitely don't want someone like that thinking that she's my sister, even if she is an in-law.
I never left him alone at night. I didn't do any of that.
You understand everything is pretty much already figured out, right? And that everything you've been doing can be considered child neglect and abuse? Of course, I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that my brother will be having full custody of Carl. You just need to be ready to pay for any and all damages you may owe my brother and any child support he's going to be asking of you. I think it's in your best interest to do that right now while you still have a place to stay.
I've already contacted the movers, though. I can't just take it back, right? Ugh, what should I do, Kathleen? I don't know what to do.
How about you just move away then? You're going to be getting a divorce anyway, right? I hope you don't struggle too much to find a new house that you can live all alone in. Alright, goodbye, Sandra. I won't miss you, you selfish ex-sister-in-law. Charles went to the lawyers as soon as he finished his business trip and made it back home. He started on the paperwork and discussions for moving the divorce forward. He was already gathering all of the necessary evidence for the divorce, apparently. Sandra was in a situation where there was no chance in the world that she would be able to talk her way out of this one. After he was easily able to prove that she was guilty of child abuse and neglect, she lost all chances of any parental rights over Carl. Not only that, but she was sued for damages. Charles moved into a brand new house with Carl. Sandra, on the other hand, was unable to move at all because she ran out of money. She went back to her parents' house, but she was eventually chased out of her parents' house as well. Right now, she's living at her part-time job's dorms and trying to pay off all the damages she was ordered by the court to pay off.